I'm good.
Great, thank you.
I want to thank all of you for coming, and I want to thank all of you for coming. We have had an objection to an alleged oversight of the state statute, and because of that objection, I'd like to make a statement. The objection is that there was no paper copy posted in this building of the agenda, of the announcement to have this meeting. The announcement of the meeting was posted or written on the agenda, the regular June agenda meeting at the bottom of the agenda. It has been announced at media outlets and on our website. The only part that we did not follow the statute in is that we did not post a paper copy in this building. And because of that, we've decided, and the objection is made by Ms. Baldwin. All other media outlets, as you can tell, are here, and they got the notice. That being said, we will not have a meeting today. We will post and have a meeting on Thursday of this next week to do our business. Would you like to say anything?
Madam, maybe for the attorney, we've got to, I don't care who files a complaint or does what, for the school system, we have to get a budget in place today. We have to. Nobody works tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, next week until Thursday we meet.
Is it good? Is this on?
Yes.
We have to do that. If we need to pull the rest of it and deal with the consequences, I'm okay if somebody wants to challenge this, but we've got to get an interim budget in place or nobody works beginning tomorrow.
I understand, Mr. Bryant, and we have...
We can do an emergency meeting with 24 hours notice. Nothing does constitute an emergency under the statute.
Meaning what? We deal with this one item today, or we're going to come back tomorrow?
Come back tomorrow.
And what's the consequence if we choose to do this today? What's the legal ramification?
If it was challenged, any action taken, maybe
Which would take place at some point once that challenge was heard,
correct.
which would involve time,
Correct.
and which would be heard by whom? Who would that challenge be made to, and and who would hear that challenge and decide that the intent of this board was to do something that was incorrect versus maybe a mistake was made, maybe a mistake was not made. I think this board would be much better served to handle that somewhere else and take action to get an interim budget in place that's a continuation budget of what we've already been spending today, rather than come back tomorrow.
To answer your question, Judge.
My recommendation, Madam Chair, would be that we deal with that one item today. I may be the only one in the room that thinks that, but I think we need to deal with that today so that we send a proper message to not only our employees, but to the people of Buncombe County and our students that the school system's over and we're working to prepare for the 2015-2016 school year.
Okay, I need to confer here because I didn't call the meeting to order. Can I accept the motion? So, sorry.
And I didn't lay, it's my recommendation. I don't know if that needs to be in the form of motion, but that's my
I need to
recommendation.
dance with my attorney here just a minute. All right. All right, on the advice of my attorney, I will call this meeting to order at, what time is it? 9:17 on this lovely morning. And at this juncture, if Mr. Bryant would like to make a motion, the chair would entertain that motion.
Madam Chair, I would make a motion for our agenda to be one item, and for us to approve an agenda that is one item, and that one item be to, two items, to take up the two items that are on the agenda, one that deals with an interim budget resolution, and the other, I would think, we need to deal with budget amendment 8. If we're going to deal with one, we need to do them both as I look at them. But to deal with those first two bullet items under the action agenda, and that be our agenda for today, and then we take care of the other items at the appropriate time, do whatever it is we need to do in terms of advertising, posting, printing, whatever it is we need to do. But my recommendation would be that we adopt an agenda that only has those first two budget items under the action agenda.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I rise for point of information. My objection is filed not because of the bulletin.
You're out of order.
I rise for point of information.
You are out of order. You may sit down or leave.
You can either recognize me or not.
I do not. All right, so with action on the motion, we will move to item 1 on the agenda, which is the interim budget resolution for fiscal year 2015-2016, and I recognize Ms. Frisbee and her staff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The first item would be adoption of our 2015-16 interim budget resolution. At this time, we do not have a budget. We're hopeful that the state will provide a continuing resolution today, but with that being said, this interim resolution for 2015-16 is similar to the one that we submitted in May. As you recall, when we approved the local budget. This represents 50% of Fund 1, Fund 2, and Fund 8, which would cover us through November of 2015, and it is a full representation of Fund 3, Fund 4, and Fund 5. And this would allow us to continue operations starting tomorrow.
Does any board member have questions?
I have just one. If the state of North Carolina does not adopt today a budget resolution, even us doing this today, if they don't adopt, then we would be closed based upon state action or inaction, or is that not reflective of what reality is?
That's a good question. I've never been in that situation, so I think
As of
it's
right
still-
now, we're waiting on guidance from Philip Price, the CFO for the state of North Carolina. He would have the expertise to tell us whether or not we continue with last year's funding, whether we continue on a continuation budget that they approved, or don't continue until the state acts.
But not continuing, if we adopt this, not continuing would come from someone other than us.
The state.
That's correct. We don't receive that.
Right.
Any other questions for board members?
So we asked the county commissioners for 3.1 million. They didn't provide what we asked for. So within this budget, I assume the 750,000 for digital learning has been removed.
We left that in there just so when all the budgets check out, as I say, we will modify everything, because we're going to have to modify this resolution. So we just left there.
So it's
just we
basically
wouldn't
exactly
use it.
what we looked at, even though we know part of the puzzle.
That's correct.
The smallest part of the puzzle.
There's a lot on the table right now, so.
Yes, Molly?
Just the two areas that were requested, just as reference, it include the soft match for the computers at $750,000. We are looking at an alternate route with available capital funds, because again, we feel very strongly that 3x3 initiative for one-to-one laptops is extremely important. So we have every intention for that to take place. We've been in discussions with the county. The second piece of that happened to be the driver's education. And again, I think in fairness to the process, but it also illustrates the extreme difficulty of this timetable of the budget process. When we presented to the commissioners regarding our local budget proposal, we had one model in front of us that we had seen over a period of time. That was the governor's model of the budget. That did include support for driver's education. We actually had less than 24 hours of a pair of eyes on the House budget, which did also include support for the driver's education. So I believe, in fairness to where the commissioners went, they looked at that as seeing two models with the expectation that the Senate would provide funding as well. But again, this illustrates the problem that we're in. Senate budget comes in many days after the submission to the commissioners. Now, there's no driver's ed fund in the Senate budget. So we will, based upon the information that I have, even the continuing budget from the state that's being considered, no driver's education funding. But you need to understand, that was actually put into that request for the commissioners. But it just illustrates this crazy issue regarding the timetable and when you actually have a state budget. And remember, 65 to 67% across the years of our budget depends upon state funds. So we depend upon the finalization of that state model of the budget. I apologize, but I thought that was important information to convey.
Any other comments from,
No.
of course.
So we find out, and we get a final budget in November, that there's a 2% raise, for example, teacher raise. Is that retroactive to the beginning of the year?
In most cases, yes.
And so we have a pretty big gap to fill all of a sudden if something like that happens. Which would be, I realize a teacher raise would be a good thing, it's just that the funding becomes an issue with local funds.
One clarification. So you said that funds 4, 5, and 6, these are the actual numbers.
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, Fund 3 will be just a little bit different because the amounts that we had in May, we're closer to what our carryover should be, so it's adjusted a little bit, but 4 and 5 are.
And so could you just name what those funds are, just for clarity's sake, for
Absolutely.
everybody that thinks that would be helpful?
Yeah, Fund 3 is the federal programs that we get from the state. Fund 4 is capital outlay, and Fund 5 is competition.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any others? entertain a motion to accept this resolution.
I would make that motion, Madam Chair.
A second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 2, you're still up.
Document number 2 represents budget amendment number 8 for all funds for Buncombe County Schools. There's a lot of information in this document that we try to provide to show you where we are at year end, because today is the last day of our fiscal year, and all of our books will be closed, and the department will be closed, pulling our information. So this is where we stand right now. If you look on page 2, the chart, the first chart represents the state public school fund, and the budget amendments are in the change column, is what that reflects. A lot of activity going on there. We're required to record the child nutrition director's salary. It's paid out of state, but we also, for accounting purposes, have to record that in Fund 5. So that is part of budget amendment number 1. The second part is PRC 009 is not allotted by the state, but that is what we use to for any leave payouts, longevity, and things like that. In order to be in compliance, we have to budget that, but it's not shown on our allotment revisions. And then the third is we made some changes in the state public school fund to maximize the flexibility of those dollars to try to save money. And that was through ABC transfers. There it is described specifically in the next to last paragraph on page 1. But I will just stop there and see if y'all have any questions on the state public school fund agreement. And our whole goal is to maximize the dollars that we spend. So there were some high-paid people that were in some dollar allotments, so we did some ABC transfers, and we moved those salaries to position allotment because the state picks up that tab. So our whole goal is to try to maximize the dollars and get the best return on our investment.
The state pay for as much as it can.
Absolutely.
All right, any questions for Ms. Frisbee regarding budget amendment 8? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to accept budget amendment 8.
I'll make the motion, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This meeting stands adjourned.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please, I want to thank them for what they did and all the work that they've done. It's immeasurable, the work that they have